All right. Hopefully, whoever's there, everybody's doing good tonight. Holidays are coming around. Yeah, I know everybody's busy. It's a lot of mail. I know. I've been following on social. It's pretty bad this year, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna get started. And whoever jumps in, I'm having an echo.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna start this here. Housekeeping. Okay. The content presented in this broadcast is protected under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, the Whistleblower Protection Act of 1989, the Whistleblower Protection Enhancement Act of 2012, and Executive Order 14173, 2025 concerning merit-based opportunity and protection against retaliation. This program contains documented facts, personal testimony, and evidence based on commentary related to matters of public concern, including government operations, workplace misconduct, retaliatory practices, violations of federal policy and procedure. All statements made here are lawfully protected disclosures. They're expressed for educational, investigative, and documentary purposes only. Nothing in this episode constitutes harassment, defamation, or unverified accusation. Every reference is supported by evidence, documentation, or personal experience, all of which fall squarely within the scope of protected whistleblower speech. By continuing to watch, you acknowledge that this broadcast is an exercise of constitutionally protected free speech and federally protected whistleblower activity. So now that the housekeeping is out of the question, it's done. It's over. Good evening. My name is Angel, and for now, I am a manager of customer service in Miami West Carrier Annex in Miami, Florida. I am a victim of systemic retaliation, systemic abuses, systemic violation of postal policy, as well as a bunch of other systemic acronyms that makes no sense us going into because most of us that's been following is already aware. Tonight, I figured I'd do a little mix up. So you guys are going to get a little bit of policy today as well as current events. Last time I focused solely on current events because those were just epic. I mean, I had to. But this time we're going to mix it up a bit. Okay. And, we'll go through the normal current event stuff first, and then we'll go into the educational portion of this live session. Okay. So, first up is fresh off the presses. It actually came out today by the Postal Times. I'm not going to read the article. You guys can go on my Facebook page and see the articles there because I usually share them as they're coming out. Yeah. So just why don't you go ahead and do that? But my neck of the woods now, Billings, Montana. They received an anonymous, according to the Postal Times, I should say, not Angel, but the postaltimes.com. An anonymous email about poor mail conditions at the downtown Billings post office led to positive change. Okay, after MTM News investigated the claims. Okay, so this is actually a good story. Okay, because yes. Billings, and I'm speaking from my personal experience, Billings gets very busy. I know people hear the state Montana, and they're like, oh man, but first question I get sometimes is, where's Montana? Yeah, I know, even in 2025. And after that question, the next question I get is, well, they don't have as many people as we do here in Florida. This is true, but you have to understand something. When you're in a small city, and when I mean small city, there's like what? Maybe 100,000, 200,000 people that live there. So you're going to experience some of the same issues, if not more some. And I'll give you an example of that. They don't have Amazon up there. Like, they get Amazon delivery, but the postal service delivers it. You understand? It's not, they don't have Amazon truck drivers like they do over here back east. You know, you order something on Amazon, you get it the same day, or you order it and you get it tomorrow or the day after, like that. In Montana, it doesn't work like that. Amazon has to ship it out. They normally ship it out of Oregon or Seattle, Washington, and it comes by truck to Montana, and then from there it goes through the process that the mail would normally go through. Okay, so reading this, I'm actually happy that it trended in the right way, meaning the managers took care of it. Everyone's working and doing what they're supposed to do. And of course, there was nothing negative about the post from what I can tell. Again, I'm not going to go into it on here because this isn't about politics. You guys feel how you feel, that's fine. But it's on my Facebook page if you want to go in there and take a look. Billings has 4 or 5 post offices. I can confirm that only 2 of them, maybe 3 of the 5, are up to par. The Billings, Maine was usually one of them, which is why I'm surprised they even came out on this article. There was one of the stations that had everything was structured, organized. Yeah. So that caught me off guard a little bit, but there's like 1 or 2 other stations over there that's not really good at all, and I won't talk about them. I will say that the same situations you have in a bigger city are in those 2 stations there, and now 3, from my understanding, 3 of the stations out of the 5, which is why you're having these problems. Okay. The active manager in this station, I know him. He's very good at his job. He's been doing it a very long time. And yeah, he's even taught me a few things as well. I won't mention his name on camera or nothing, but he's really good at managing. People person, that's a different story. That's a topic for another day. I'm talking about the job. Yeah. So with that said, I'm glad that this is actually, I wanted to start with something more positive today than just negative. People, you guys kind of probably get tired of hearing that all the time, negative everything. But this is actually a good story. I hope they continue to trend that way. I know ever since Montana merged with the Oregon district, it's been a shit show. The scores went down and everything because of that, not because of the postmasters and managers and stuff in Montana. It's because we were tether hooked to another state that didn't have their shit together. That's basically what it is in a nutshell. Okay. Sort of like Florida. It is what it is. Okay. But yeah, there's that. If you want to jump on the Facebook there and read that, you can. I encourage it, to kind of just read something positive for a change. Maybe if the managers here were to take the time and read the article, maybe they can figure out what they're doing here in this state and actually learn something. What do I know? Anyway, moving on. Okay, so I fat fingered that one. Well, then I got to pull it up again. So basically, guys, like I said, not everyone is that way. Okay, now my computer wants to be weird on me all of a sudden. My tablet wants to be weird. It's an old tablet. It was my dad's, and I don't want to let it go. He's not with us anymore. All right, so here's another story. This is more on the negative side. Okay. Postal Times again. they've been really active lately with their posts, and I kind of follow along with them. They're very, from what I can tell, they've been very fair with their articles. So if you're not following them, this is not an endorsement. It's just a personal thing. I think you should follow along. They do post good articles there. Okay. Postaltimes.com again. Postal crimes are almost a daily event. These are the ones they found today. And they post this every day. Okay. Not going to go into the article again, but what I will say is covering your eyes doesn't solve the problem. Plugging your ears doesn't make it go away. And staying silent only hurts you in the end. Doesn't hurt you. It doesn't hurt you now. It may not hurt you now, but it's going to hurt you later. You understand? So if you see something, say something. If you don't trust your immediate supervisors, I get it. And I'm a manager and I understand there is a stigma between craft and management. And it's a shame because, again, it shouldn't be that way. We need to, again, get back to that point where we were all communicating and working together instead of people just wanting to fight and argue with one another. That doesn't fix nothing. But anyway, recommend you get on there, check that out. Go in there, see what crimes are there. I'll give you a personal crime. How about that? This happened to me, a day or two ago? So, my wife and I came home. It was raining outside. And I posted these up on the Facebook account. And I saw parcels on top of the parcel locker again in the fucking rain. Okay? And I took pictures from the car, just at a distance. And then I looked at my wife and I said, I bet you one of those is ours. And I got out the car, and sure as hell enough, one of them was ours. They said that they put it in the locker and they left it on top of the fucking parcel locker, and it was getting wet in the rain and like nothing. That's a felony. But I'm not a cop. I'm just a retiring manager. It is what it is. Guys, you know your self-worth. If you're doing dirtbag shit like that, stop it now. Just stop. Because it's not helping the organization. You guys want to keep getting a check. You want to retire with good pension, good everything. The way to do it is to just work for you and do the right thing. Don't worry about what everybody else does. Do what you're supposed to do. Okay? And if you don't, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not 5 years from now, and maybe like 10 years from now. At the rate this is trending, Amazon's already building a postal fleet. Think about it. This company is your bread and butter. If they don't make money, you don't make money. So I'm not defending them. I'm just speaking as a man impartially in the middle right now. As an employee and as a customer. Okay? If you're doing dirtbag stuff like that, just stop. Don't do it no more. It doesn't take much to walk 20 steps to the front door. I'm not telling you to climb over a fucking hill. I'm just saying if you can get it to the door or get it in the box, put it in. What happened to if it fits, it ships? You guys remember that? If it fits, it ships? If it goes in a box, it goes in there. You understand? The only time you don't put something in there is if it's paid for. And I don't even think, we don't have special handling anymore, I don't think anymore. We used to charge like $10 for that shit. And they would still shove it in there. They didn't care. This is what I mean. Like, people getting tired, man. You know, guys, seriously. This is a heart-to-heart now. You know what I mean? Just do what you got to do. I'm not defending them. I'm speaking impartially to the crowd here. We need to do better. Now, on their end, managers, if you're treating your employees like dirt, and that's why they're doing the dirtbag shit, stop it. Because that's not helping either. This is why there's a division between management and craft, because you guys are treating them like crap. And then you want to get mad that Sally Sue want to go to the office next door or go to the office in the town offer. Come on. What are you doing? My boss in Montana treated me amazing. And I'm sorry, if she's watching, I'm sorry I left you. I should have stayed with you. I'm so sorry. I wanted to give my son a better life, and I wanted him to go to a better school, and that's why I made the decision to come here. But if it wasn't for that, I would have stayed with you. You, to me, I don't know about other people, but to me, you were always good to me. You were always fair. You were stern, but you were fair. The same with the person that taught me to be a postmaster. You was firm, but you were always fair, and you always taught me well. So I thank you both very much. You know who you are. I won't mention your names. Okay? I should have stayed there. It's late for that now. We don't walk backwards. We walk forward, right? So I'm just going to keep walking forward. I hope you guys both have a great career. And I hope all the listeners on here can salvage their career if they're still working. If they're not working and they're going through what I'm going through, keep fighting. Keep fighting. Learn the elm. Learn the policy. Arm yourself. We shouldn't be worried about crime internally. We should be worried about crime externally. You know, a postal worker just got arrested for what? Stealing credit cards and checks. I think it was Missouri. I'm not even sure. I believe it was Missouri. Caught him red-handed too. Caught him coming out of the plant his bag full of fucking mail. That's not helping. Got to do better. Okay, let's move on. This one, that was a middle area. Little negative, little heart to heart. This one here, I'm annoyed. Okay. Okay. Oh, another one just popped up right under that one. So I may read that one to you guys too. Okay, so the Postal Times again, because again, they're the ones popping all the good stuff today. I don't know if Lino's on. I'm pretty sure if he saw this shit, he'd be furious. But maybe he'll catch the rerun later. PostalTimes.com. Yeah, no, he's been working on his that new Korea program. We'll talk about that in a few too. There's a lot of good stuff in it. I looked at it. He like showed me some stuff on it. It's good, guys. It's good. Those of you that are beta testing, if you guys can drop a comment, let me know how it's working out for you. Let me know. I'm curious. I want to know. Not for anything negative. I actually helped him with the program. I gave him some information stuff. And I'm glad he did it because it's about time. Somebody did something. I mean, come on. Anyway, postaltimes.com. Yeah, check it out. Yeah, thank you, Jessica. Boggle is a postal carrier in Joplin, okay, Missouri. And as of today, which was really yesterday, December 10th, he is listed as the president of the National Association of Letter Carriers Union Branch based out of Southwest Missouri. He's been arrested. Child sex crimes. This is the president of a local branch who should be leading with integrity, strength, and vigor for his members. And instead, he's in a jail cell for doing those things. I'm not going to comment on it. I'm just going to say, I'm going to tell you guys, we have to do better. Because being negative, that's not helping nothing either. We need to be better. We definitely got to be better. Listen, I had some so bad news over the last couple of days, and I just kept going. We got to be better. We got to be better. We got to do better. Kept telling my wife, we got to do better. I got to do better. I got to take care of me, and I'm going to. That right there, read it if you want. I looked at it. I said, I'm going to talk about it because it's a real thing, but nah, I'm not touching that one. Okay. Here's another one that is actually a positive thing. Another positive one. It just popped up on the feed, so I'm going to read it to you guys because we need a little bit of both today. We need more positivity. We got to keep fighting, right? Postal Times. These mail carriers, okay, Congressman Kennedy, okay, I'm just reading it now, so bear with me. I'll share it on my page when I'm done. These mail carriers are these mail carriers are just out there doing their job, Kennedy said. They shouldn't have to worry about being attacked. You're right. You guys, you're there to deliver the mail, not to get punched in the face by the guy that you're delivering mail to. Or like what happened to Tina, dude followed her with a gun. Really? We shouldn't have to worry about that shit, delivering mail. We're just here to deliver the mail. We're not here, unless you guys are doing stuff you shouldn't be doing out there in the field. I mean, hey, you want to drop off something else more than mail, that's on you. You know what I mean? But all due non-joking around and stuff, we don't deserve that. We don't deserve that treatment. You guys don't deserve that treatment. And yeah, you see something, say something, man. And let me tell you something. Start documenting. As soon as you see it, write it down, write the date, write the time, write wherever you're standing, write all the information, write who you spoke to, what they told you, like you're a stenographer in a courtroom. Write it down. Because later on, that could save you. Document. Okay, guys? And learn the policy. Learn it. Familiarize yourself with the policy so that you don't get taken advantage of. Okay? And if you don't have time for neither, there's always Lino's new program, CREA. Miranda, that's amazing. I looked at it and I was like, oh, okay. And I mean, he was telling me about it for weeks and he was doing it and working on it. He and I haven't really spoke. We spoke, I think it was like a week ago. And then he texted in the thread that I'm in today, but we didn't talk. He was talking to the other person that was in the chat with us. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a good program. I think it's going to help you carriers know your rights, especially if you're in a situation like Lino and I, where you have no one to get help from. You don't need to wait around to get an answer. Sometimes people forget they were elected by you. They can be replaced by you. Just saying. But yeah, Congressman Kennedy is saying, enough with that shit. So yeah, I think it's time that Congress intensifies crime penalties for assaulting letter carriers, assaulting mail personnel, period. Because even though we're kind of sort of not really maybe, but we are federal government, we're quasi-government, but you know, we still have to deliver the government's mail. You understand? It's a breach of national security if someone steals your mail. It's like they steal your social. It's the same shit. Keep that in mind, guys. Okay. Now we're done with current events. Now we're going to talk about good stuff. So, I've been getting little comments and text messages and stuff like that here and there about management changing clock rings and management removing and deleting clock rings and management manipulating anything that they can manipulate in the computer. Excuse me. So my first educational piece for today is the elm. Yeah, Jessica, I agree. Elm 432.6, timekeeping rules. This is just a brief overview. I encourage you to look up the elm, get a copy of the elm, or look it up online. Okay, if you don't have a physical copy, you can look it up online. Familiarize yourself with the policy. It's important. Okay. Elm 432.6 is the section of the Employee and Labor Relations Manual that governs how the Postal Service must handle employee time. It requires all time to be recorded accurately, honestly, and without unauthorized edits. Any change to an employee's clock rings must be documented. Must follow written procedures and must include proper USPS forms such as the PS Form 1260. Supervisors are strictly prohibited from altering time records without valid documentation and without notifying the employee. This rule exists to protect the integrity of the federal payroll system and to ensure that no employee is forced into leave, denied pay, or retaliated against through time manipulation. Sort of like what's happening to me. We're not going to talk about me. No, I just threw that out there. Guys, 1260, 1260, 1260, 1260. Or at the very least, 1260 for clerks and EAS. Okay. Carriers, you have the 3189. Okay. They can use a 3189. At the very least, they got to do something. So the 3189 for the carriers is it's like an accommodation form. To change your time is an accommodation. Just think about it like that. Okay. Normally you're supposed to punch it in out accurately, and management is supposed to keep your records accurately. It's a joint relationship. When you have one side tilting the other, it hurts the balance, and that balance is the federal payroll system. Okay. Managers today don't understand that when they seesaw tax records, it costs them money. It costs the organization money. It costs the employee money. And in the end, it costs the station money. Because the first thing you guys are going to do is what? File a grievance. Now you go to grievance, and if you settle it right there in step A, then you get paid. But now you guys get a penalty on top of that because management was found in error. You understand? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's free money. Yeah, great. Hooray. It's free money. But again, remember, that money comes from somewhere. It trickles down. Like my dad always said, shit always rolls downhill. It's the same thing in this situation. So like basically, if you guys are taking from Peter to pay Paul, basically, It's no different. So when management fucks up, I'm going to just say it the way it is, that's what happens. You get a seesaw effect. Okay. And then that affects the station as a whole, right? Now, that's when management pay gets affected too, because they have this thing called NPA. Okay, the National something, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, the NPA. Okay. It teeter-salls, you understand? And that hurts. This is why ELM 432.6 is there. So there's no teeter-sall and everyone works together. You understand? If you guys need a time correction, the manager needs a 1260. If they don't get a 1260 from you, they're technically not supposed to change your time. Technically. I know stations that were changing numerous clock rings without a 1260. BV. Flagler. You gotta call it out. Ace is an ace and a spade is a spade. And this is what I'm talking about. We have to keep it real, okay? No cedar saws. Carriers, if you want a time correction, they need a 1260 or at the very least a 3189, okay? The convenience form. Now, I know when I was up north, we used to give them out in the morning. Who's taking a little lunch? Carriers raise their hand. I hit them off for the 3189. Off you go. They leave it on my desk. They know the drill. They hit the road. I punch it in the system and it's over. Everyone's happy-go-lucky. But here, weird shit. Anyway. All right. So remember. So for clerks, we're going to double back. Clerks, EAS, maintenance, or I think environmental services is a more respectable name. So clerks, environmental services, EAS, secretaries fall in the EAS category. Anyone that's not a carrier, they would fill out the 3189 or the 1260. They fill out the 1260. That's the go-to. EAS and management can fill out what is called the 3189-E. So it's the same exact form they give to the carriers, except it's for managers and supervisors, anyone that's an EAS. Okay? I'm going to go into some management, explain some management policy real quick. Because I did read this online before and I was like, oh, because they don't understand. They think it's like come and go whenever they want. Okay. So managers, supervisors, managers, postmasters, executive administrative schedulers, EASs, they have a thing called personal time, personal leave. Okay, guys. Some managers abuse it. A lot of them abuse it. I used it a couple times myself, but I never abused it. Never abused it. Okay. It's when you work half a shift and your direct supervisor gives you permission to leave the rest of the day with pay for a personal reason. And at that point, you'd fill out the 3189-E as a supervisor, as a manager, as a postmaster, etc. And that gets turned over to your immediate supervisor or postmaster or manager of operations, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then if they approve it, then you leave 4 hours early, but you have to work 4 hours. Again, there's a lot of managers and supervisors that abuse it. They shouldn't be, but they do. I've used it a couple times when I was on special assignment because I just finished early. There was no work for me to do. So rather than just have me stand there, my manager of ops let me leave. Okay. But you fill out the 3189-E, guys, if you're in EAS and you submit it and then it needs to be approved. Guys, don't bounce before you get confirmation, because if you do, that's your ass. Okay. Just a forewarning. All right. No, that doesn't apply to craft employees. That's only anyone that's a special exempt or exempt. Exempt employees, special exempt. If you are non-bargaining, that does not apply to you. That's a perk of being a manager or supervisor. But that's, again, it's not to be abused, and people abuse it all the time, which is wrong. It's if you do it once or twice, it's okay. But if you're doing it all the time, that's like stealing. At least for me, I won't do it. Okay. But yeah, keep that in mind, guys. If you see your manager, your supervisor coming and going and shit, and you're sitting there like, oh, this dude's always leaving, this chick's always leaving, she ain't never here, it's probably because the supervisor or manager gave them personal leave and they left. You can't really do nothing about it. You can bitch about it, but it's not going to do anything because that's their perk for being in administration. You understand? But you guys have rules too that apply to you. So keep that in mind. That's why I tell you, learn your policy or jump on that CREA thing. You may like it. Just saying. Okay. So the next piece of information. This is important. Okay. Because this here goes with the first one I just read. This was actually number 3 on my list, but I'm going to push it to 2 because it's in conjunction. It's the same topic. So we're going to talk about F21, Time and Attendance Handbook. Okay. The F21 Time and Attendance Handbook is the official guide for how USPS supervisors and managers must handle all employee time. It outlines the procedures for recording time, correcting errors, and maintaining accurate records. Whenever a supervisor changes an employee time, whether it's clock rings, leave, or hours worked, they must complete the proper forms, including the PS 41260. There's that form again. And they must notify the employee. It's not, I changed the time and yeah, okay, no, I punched you out. You can't punch nobody out. I don't care if they're over. If you punch that employee out and they don't have a 1260, you're fucked. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe 2 years later. That's what happens when you play with fire. Guys, managers, don't do it. Get a 1260. Or at the very least, a 3189 from the carrier. Something that shows you got permission to change their time. Don't just go in there and do it. Oh, they pissed me off, so fuck them. I'm gonna punch them out. You can't do that. Okay. F21 makes it clear that every change must be supported by documentation and must reflect the employee's actual work. Any unlogged or undocumented correction goes against postal policy and federal timekeeping standards. It is against federal law. Managers, supervisors, don't touch the time. Now I know what you're going to say. Oh, but if I disobey my direct supervisor's order, then I'm going to get in trouble. You are correct. You will get in trouble. But the ELM also talks about following a directive that violates federal law and postal policy. It was like 6 or 7 something. I don't remember it. We talked about it a few weeks back. If that person is trying to get you to break the law, you cite the policy. Okay, I'm now informing you of ELM, blah, 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 blah. You are asking me to violate federal law and to basically perjure myself and change this person's time without a 1260. Is that correct? Yes or no? Note the date and time. Remember, document everything. The moment you feel something weird, document it. Write it down. As soon as your gut goes off, you feel that little butterflies in your stomach, start writing. Start writing, guys. Don't wait. Okay? That one is direct for my EAS people. Okay? Now, we're going to circle back now to what would have been number 2, but now it's number 3 on today's agenda. We're going to talk about AS 805, USPS Information Security Handbook. AS 805 is the Postal Service's Information Security Handbook. It governs how all USPS data must be handled, protected, and secured. This includes employee information, personnel files, time records, medical documentation, and anything containing personally identifiable information, or we call it PII. Okay? AS 805 requires the Postal Service to protect the confidentiality and accuracy of every digital record. Everyone. Not one, not this person that the manager chooses he's sleeping with on the side. No. Everyone equally. Okay? It prohibits unauthorized access, unauthorized changes, and any improper disclosure of employee data. All system actions must be logged, traceable, and performed only by authorized personnel. If time records, medical files, or employee information are accessed or changed without proper authorization, that is a direct violation of AS 805. And I know because it happened to me. Guys, we take cybersecurity training every year, right? I know you guys take it by force. Some willingly take it because they just like that shit. I hated those classes on the computer. But yeah, I was a late bloomer too. I used to wait till the last minute to take them. I'm not gonna lie. I fucking hated them. They were boring as shit. But remember, the rules are there for a reason. Okay? Jessica's laughing. The rules are there for a reason, okay? I'll give you an example. You are having a discussion with an employee on leave. And you're trying to misdirect or inform, depending on your point of view, that employee as to what's going on, and you send that person a screenshot of their tax time card, that's a no-no. You don't do that. I don't recommend doing that. Especially that you cannot encrypt that leaving the Postal Service and go into a private email server. So anyone can steal your identity. It can happen. The guy sitting in the coffee shop, you're waiting for this email to come in, your tax time and all your information comes in, and now the guy sitting across from you goes boop and has everything. That's a violation of internet security procedure. So guys, you're not supposed to do that. Managers, don't do it. Supervisors, don't do it. As stupid as that shit sounds, you can get in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Don't do it. You got something to say? Say it. Now, if you're in the postal network, that network is secure. Just use sensitive hashtag when you're sending it, and you're fine. Then the person, the employee or whoever, they're inside a postal computer, inside a postal facility, they click it and you're good. You can do that. Hashtag sensitive hashtag. Remember that. And when in doubt and you don't know who it's from, you forward that shit right to cybersecurity. Don't be opening it and clicking the sweepstakes victory. Because the only thing you're going to win is a Trojan. Just saying. Okay, guys? So, yeah, I mean, we covered current events today. We covered a little bit of policy. I want to take 5 or 10 to thank the people that have been reaching out to me and have been reaching out to me privately on social, email, phone calls and stuff. I want to thank you guys for supporting me on this long, arduous journey. My cases are in litigation now with the MSPB. It's already before a judge, so I'm hoping for a positive outcome. We'll see what happens. And the National Labor Relations Board is actively investigating as well as OWCP. So I'm hoping to have a positive outcome across the board. My first packet, I finally got it after like 60 days almost of waiting for it. So I tried yesterday 3 times, my wife can tell you, 3 times to follow the instructions and set up an account, schedule a conference with the counselor, right? And it kept saying, I can't do it right now, can't do it right now, can't do it right now. But it shows that it's open, that I have the first disability open. So that I guess that's one positive thing to look at. I just want to get it done and get it over with. But guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. It's been a rough 7 months for me. Rough 7 months. I didn't think I was going to make it. But I'm still here. I'm still holding strong. I'm positive again. I have hope again now that people are listening. And I got a couple more emails and stuff. I won't talk about it. From some government officials that are now actively investigating as well. I won't get into that either, because my cases are still in pending. But yeah, thank you so much. And I want to thank my wife publicly, but she's been a real supporter. Thank you, honey, for backing me up on this crazy journey of mine. My buddy Scipio, I don't think he got on today, but I talk to him every day for lunch. So, oh no, that's right. He has a hot date with his wife tonight. That's right. He told me. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. They're at a party or something. Have fun. Lino, thank you so much for your help and everything. I appreciate you, man. You're my boy. You need something, just give me a call. And all the clerks and carriers and people that have been reaching out to me, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's given me strength I didn't know I had. And I'm just grateful. I'm hoping to go into 2026 victorious, or at the very least trending to that victory. And we will have our sessions until the until the holidays come around. We're almost there. You guys got 2 more weeks. 2-3 weeks, right? About 2 weeks. 2 weeks. You got 2 more weeks. Hang in there. Peak is almost over. And of course, you'll have a bleeding effect until about February. We know how it goes. Just do the best you can. And remember, you work safely to go home safely. Someone's waiting for you at home. Don't sacrifice your integrity for no one. Do not sacrifice speed for productivity. Doesn't work. Nothing you do will matter. You're just a number. They only care that it goes out and that nothing comes back. So you have to just do the best you can. Okay, guys? Clerks, I know you're getting screamed at all day. It sucks. I was there. Fucking sucks. I know. And especially during the holidays, you would think people would be more happy and more uplifted. But a lot of them are just nasty. Especially during the holidays. I don't know why. I guess because it's busy and they just got stuff going on. It's life. Do the best you can. Don't curse nobody out. Don't get yourselves in trouble. Okay? EASs, chill. Seriously. You don't need to flex. They know you're the supervisor. They know you're the manager. You don't need to be going up in there flexing. They know this already. That's not helping. Talk to them. Work. No cedar saw. Try to keep it like this. Because if you guys meet on the level and you work together, you won't have any problems. I'm telling you. That's all for today. That was your Postal Truth. And I wish you all a great evening. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Sunday. Good night.